Hey champions, it's Monday. It's our last Monday before the launch of second edition. I hope you're really excited for this Friday. I don't know, seeing so many booster box openings, it's been absolutely amazing. Playing with the decks, playing with the cards, it's been definitely a different experience. So I'm definitely excited for Friday. This Friday I'm planning to be at Heads or Tails for their launch event. Spend some time with Stevo and the group there, participating in whatever events they have going on, and adding to the prize pool over there. And then Sunday I'm going to be at Dragon World in Brampton, hanging around with Alex and participating in their event. So if you're interested in those things, I'll go reach out to those stores, and if you're not in the area, and talk to your LGS, see what they're doing for the release of second edition, and if not anything, talk to them and see if there's something you can do with your peers. So that's what I wanted to say there. I also want to give a huge shout out and congrats to Ben for hitting 300 subscribers on his YouTube channel. It's a big milestone for him, and I'm blown away with his hard work, how much he really genuinely cares about this industry, and just the awesome content he puts out. So congrats, Ben. So today, the video I want to talk about the Idiris Starter Deck. Yesterday I had the chance of going to Dragon World, participating in a tournament there, and I decided I don't want to bring in a really big deck. I don't want to, last thing I wanted was to actually come in first place. I thought, okay, let's just have some fun and play with the game. So I haven't, in all our play testings of the Raha and the Idiris deck, I personally never played with the Idiris deck during that playtesting. I played primarily with Raha, and then Alex did some playtesting with his friends. So I didn't get to try the Idiris deck too much. So I want to give my feedback about it, some of the pros, some of the cons, some of the things I recommend changing once you pick up the deck yourself. And then I'm also going to put in a snippet of gameplay video from my time yesterday with a really cool stack. So first thing I want to talk about, and I put up photos about this on Facebook and on Instagram, but the cool thing about the tuck box is once you sleeve the deck up, it still fits in the tuck box, which is really awesome. I don't have the aura card sleeved, and I don't think a lot of people are actually going to use them in the long run. So in that case, you probably have some space for your forethoughts, but it's just awesome that it all just kind of fits right into the tuck box. So I'm really happy about that. That was a happy coincidence. It wasn't anything we particularly planned. I was actually going to plan that in for Origins, but it's here now, so that's even better. So some of the things that I would recommend adding to this deck, or some of the changes I would recommend put when it comes to this deck, is there's a lot of Baihus in here. There's 6 Baihus. There's a lot of summons in the deck as a whole. You don't need that many summons. It's fine to pull a few out. So I would recommend pulling out the Baihus for Malicious Persuasions. Because the deck is so summon heavy, Malicious Persuasions gives you a lot of opportunities to do some pretty powerful things and keeps your summons alive. That was, I think, the biggest pain point I had, especially with Gelda Baboon. It would often hit the arena and then die right away because my opponent does not want to get hit for the damage from it. So they would go after it, and since it has an action attack, it can't attack back. But if I could place the Gelda Baboon, they would come after it. I could Malicious Persuasion it out of the way and keep it alive to come back in for the attack. That's even better. That's exactly what I want from the summon. So that's what I would recommend changing. The other thing that I thought I would need to change, but it actually became a highlight card as I played the game, was Flame Jet. Flame Jet's very useful because it's not that much more expensive than Fireball, and if you combo the two together, you can knock out Giant Scorpions. It allows you to split your damage, hit one summon in front of you for 2 with Flame Jet, hit another summon farther away with your Fireball. It's overall just a very, very powerful card. So don't feel the... try Flame Jet out before pulling it out of the timeline. The other thing I found was the deck prefers going second. Every game I played where I was going first, because Idiris is action speed, because Gelda Baboon is action speed, you kind of want to go second. You want to know what decisions you need to make, what challenges are going to be your way, so you can react to them. So whenever you're playing this deck, I recommend running second, and I think you have a higher chance of winning. And in all the games I did win, it was because I was going second. So, now, if you find yourself in a position where you have to go first, your opponent chose for you to go first, something you can do, which is very beneficial, is have a small summon. So what I did in one particular game was I went first, I took a step to the right, I dropped an Infernal Ghoul to my right, so it's in the far corner. And then next round, first thing I did was Idris took 2 steps to the left. And now I'm very separated from the Infernal Ghoul. My opponent can't knock off both at the same time, hit me and the Infernal Ghoul, and they're not going to go after the Infernal Ghoul. It's such a small summon, it's not going to do much to them, so they're not going to go after it. So I kept the attention on Idris, kept on pulling them towards me, and I used the Infernal Ghoul to skip my first turn of every single round, so that I essentially went second. So my opponent I would start, exert an Infernal Ghoul, doing nothing else, then they would go and take their turn, and now I'm going second with Idris, and that gave me a lot of advantages. And the cool thing about this strategy also was that on the rounds where I did want to go first, I could. There was no problem with me going first because I had the lead, I had the initiative. So if you're forced to go first, that's the strategy I would recommend you running with this. So at this point, I'm going to swap over and show you some gameplay for the Oten. So, hope you enjoy it, have fun, and then we'll come back in a second.
A lot of help.
Yeah. Idris is a scary one.
I was gonna make an Idris deck.
Drop a Baihu behind you. And then Fireball you for the 2.
Yep. Take 2. I'm at 19.
Next turn. Attack for the 3. The Earth King.
Take 3.
Alright, here you go.
Yeah. I'm gonna step forward.
Shiny.
Hmm?
It's a shiny.
Ultra.
Rampage Toss.
What is that?
2 damage and a toss.
Is it a technique?
It's a technique.
Pressure point.
So I'm being targeted now. So Oten.
What is that? Is that a... That's also a technique. In response... Ultra. But are you being... You're not being targeted by...
I'm being targeted by a pressure point.
In response... Substrike. In response...
And this is why Oten is awesome.
It's not awesome.
So, I actually put this Baihu behind me, just in case you did Bolt Shot and never targeted me, I could have the Baihu attack me. And now I'm being targeted so I can play the Otens.
Do you have a hand?
I have 2 cards in hand.
One flash.
No sense.
5. And then 1.
Cards in hand?
2.
Alright.
Alrighty. You can...
So, Wind Slash is resolving?
Yeah.
Are you doing anything else? I'm gonna go down to 19. Alright, take the Wind Slash off the stack. We'll have Oten resolve going this way. Substrike fizzles.
Yep.
Fails. Oten resolves. I'm gonna go this way again. Bolt Shot hits Baihu. Oten.
You have to choose a direction.
Yeah. Could I have? No, if I've gotten the Bolt Shot to go through. It's okay. I like some distance. Alright. Pressure point fails. Rampage Toss fails. Bolt Shot does that. Alright, still your turn. The Oten strategy, it was really cool. The one thing I really loved was how I had the Otens in hand. I knew what I was going to do. I beckoned a Baihu right behind me so that in the worst case scenario, my opponent plays something like Tsunami or something else and I can't get out of the way. Well, I can have the Baihu target me and then put a bunch of Otins on the stack to get out of the way. But my opponent targeted me anyway, so it worked out in the end. My last final thoughts on this entire deck, and this comes down to what my score was in the tournament. So first game I played against Alex, and he had a Giant Scorpion Malik deck. I lost 2-1, but I did win a game out of that, and that was really awesome because it was just going second has so much advantages. Both of the games I lost against Alex, it was because I had to go first. So first round, we rolled. He won. No, I won, and I decided to go first because I didn't know the deck well enough, I think. And then I lost, so I decided to go second in the second game and won that. So then he gets to choose in the third game and chose for me to go first. And then I lost that one. The second matchup I played against the Angel, what do you call them? The Angel mid-range Stone Protector Nine deck. It was very powerful. I struggled a lot against it. But the thing that made it really interesting was that it wasn't a clean victory for my opponent. He actually had to make some risky plays to bank on victory compared to just knowing he's got it in the bag, which comes back to my point that I think these starter decks are B-level decks. They're not, complete garbage. They're good decks to start off with, and it'll give you time to refine your skills as you play the game. Compared to being both have a bad deck and not know the game well enough, you now have a good deck, and it gives you time to kind of work up and become better at the game. And so I think the deck is absolutely amazing. The fact that I win against one of the top tier meta level decks out there and made him struggle, that was very impressive for the deck. And then in my final matchup, I was playing against a Kun Bolt Shot deck, and I expected to get decimated because Bolt Shot's just super powerful, super fast, and my opponent was just super aggressive. But I ended up with the victory at the end there, and it was really interesting because the deck just had the opportunity to stand on its own, and that was really cool. So those are everything that I thought about the deck. I hope you consider to go pick up the starter kit. For what you get out of it, it's amazing. Like, there's so much value add, and it brings you straight to a mid-level deck right off the bat instead of having to struggle to craft your own timeline. It gives you something as a baseline in case you decide, hey, I want to be experimental, but I still want a deck that will do me well in a tournament. So that's all I'm going to talk about today. I hope you have a great day. I'll go back to doing some spotlight videos or something else tomorrow. If there's any topic you want me to cover, let me know. And thank you to all our Patreon supporters. I appreciate it so much. And I've been having a lot of fun chatting with each of you on Patreon. A lot of private messages going on there. So it's been really cool. And I look forward to talking to you all in person soon enough. Bye.